Hey guys, it's TF Nut. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're doing a quick rundown of Hasbro Pulse's Fan First Wednesday, May the 4th live stream for Star Wars products like Star Wars The Black Series and whatnot. And if I'm being honest, I was a little disappointed by the reveals. I think some of the stuff here is a little lackluster. If you like the vintage collection, I think you're going to be happy, but if you're a Black Series collector, there's some give and take here. Yeah, some stuff here that I'm not super jazzed about. Not many updates when it came to, previous pipeline reveals and whatnot. But not to say it was a completely horrible live stream. I think there was some pretty good stuff shown off. I'm going to be going over everything they showed off in order. Something I'm going to go over pretty quick. We all know why we're here, those Black Series. And some of you are here for vintage collection stuff. So what I'm going to do really quick is just talk about this really quick. This is a retro collection re-release. I believe these came out in 2017. Now they're being re-released in a box set. We have 6 of the 12 right here. They'll probably release the other 12 down the line. And you can see it's a box set that has the blister cards in the box set too. And as you can see, the information here is that it's going to be in Disneyland resorts at the end of the month here, as well as pre-orders on May 26th for Shop Disney and Hasbro Pulse. If you missed out on those and you're interested in those, there you go. You got a second chance. Now we have Princess Leia in the Star Wars The Black Series line, 6-inch Ewok Village outfit. Cool. Not really necessary, at least for me. I don't have any of the other, the newer Return of the Jedi Black Series figures. I think I'm going to skip out on this one here. I really like the Hoth Leia. That's one of my favorite outfits for her. This is a pretty decent one too, but me personally, this is going to be a skip for me. If you're a completionist, this will definitely be one for you. This is really cool. This is one of my favorite reveals, actually, that they showed off. That is Figrin Dayan, and the modal notes. The Mos Eisley Cantina are going into the Black Series line, and that is very cool. I think you see he has a really cool instrument. I'm not even going to attempt to name some of these instruments right now. I have to look them up later. But this is going to be a standard figure reveal, a release, I should say. It's like 23 to 25 bucks at this point. By the way, almost everything you see here is going to be dropping tomorrow, May 5th, 1 p.m. for pre-order. Unless I am saying otherwise. I have the information on my iPad here. And then we have a deluxe building set here. Basically a band builder instead of an army builder. Nalan Cheel. I messed it up a little bit. But it says the modal node. You can collect, as many of these as you want. I think there's 7 or 8 members. I could be wrong. And you have your modal nodes. That is, I think, really cool. The problem is it's going to be pretty pricey. Now, that's to be expected. That's what, that would be 140 bucks for 7 figures. But now they're even going higher than that, than the $20 price point. So it's going to add up. There's going to be a lot of extra stuff. I don't remember if there's reused instruments in the bands, so hopefully they've considered that. That way there's not a bunch of excess accessories laying around. So still some of my favorite stuff that they showed off here. Next up is going to be a Walgreens exclusive 187th Battalion Clone Trooper. Why are they making the Clone Troopers exclusives? I don't know. I honestly think Walgreens is a worse retailer when it comes to exclusives compared to Target and Walmart, because at least for me last year, I was having a pretty easy time at getting some of the stuff from Target. Not really with Walmart, but man, Walgreens, they're really sparse when it comes to availability on some of these figures, with some Marvel Legends and definitely Black Series. The 212th one, that trooper, and here's some information on the screen that you can see here. That 212th one is now finally hitting stores, and I could never find a pre-order for it. I think they've given up just listing pre-orders online, because you can see it says no pre-order, and it will be on shelves in the fall of 2022. So if that means that they know what they're doing, and that way they can get as many people, their troopers, as possible, that's cool, but at the same time, not holding my breath for it. Next up is going to be some Clone Trooper builders for the Vintage Collection line. They did show off some Vintage Collection stuff that's very cool. You can see we have a ton. It was 4 of these Clone Troopers in a pack here. You can build these up as much as you can. So that's pretty cool. And here is the packaging for that. This is really just the front or the top of the packaging. And there it appears that there is no window box so you can see the figures, unfortunately. I don't know how well this is going to go over, if they're going to transition this into pretty much the rest of the Star Wars stuff, especially the Black Series, because we see what the reception was when it came to the Marvel Legends Spider-Man reveals a couple weeks ago, with the, basically what people are calling the scalper-friendly boxes, unfortunately. But this will also be dropping tomorrow and it will be on shelves this winter. And next up is a 332nd Battalion Clone Trooper in the Vintage Collection line. Never found the Black Series one. Still sucks, but hey, you have this one here that's going to be in the Vintage Collection line. Looking pretty cool. I don't collect the Vintage Collection. They always looked cool to me, but they're kind of a little pricey. But from what I've seen, they've also been improving on those too. They also revealed the Vintage Collection Mandalorian Super Commando here. This looks really sick too. This would be cool to have in the Black Series line. Comes with a good number of accessories, 2 pistols as well as a carbine rifle. This is a very nice looking piece here, man. Really digging what they're doing with the Vintage Collection. If it wasn't already super deep into the line where they've sold so much stuff, I had to backtrack and get stuff that's probably super sold out, I'd think about getting them, to be quite honest. I used to get 3 3/4 inch back in the day. This one's also really cool. Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, Anakin Skywalker, looking really nice with a nice lightsaber, interchangeable hands. So the right hand there has his normal hand. You can take it off and it has his robot hand as well. It also has some soft goods. This is also going to be available, and here's a packaging shot just for if you need images, more images of like packaging shots and whatnot. I'll leave the link down in the description below where you can go to Hasbro Pulse on some of these links and you can look at some of that stuff. It's dropping tomorrow around 1 p.m. We also have some updated images. They show these off really quick. I never talked about these. Shae Vizsla, she looks really cool, part of the expanded universe. We also have a Battlefront 2 version of Lando Calrissian that they're making. And they show these off is because they're making some more gaming greats for the Vintage Collection line. The first one you see here is the Stormtrooper Commander from The Force Unleashed. They made the Black Series one a GameStop exclusive, I think a little over a year ago. Never got that one, to be quite honest. Wasn't really that interested, but that's really cool if you wanted to get a 3 3/4 inch version of that for your collection. And then they also made, for Jedi Fallen Order, the Heavy Assault Stormtrooper. And what's cool about this is that it has some pieces that go onto the turret gun there. So as you can see, it has a drop shield and whatnot. And it has some blast effects on that. That is very cool. It's a very nice looking piece there. These are going to be shared fan channel exclusives in the US, Canada, and UK. So these will be a little bit easier to get. So it's basically, I think GameStop, but mostly like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, and whatnot. That's going to be really cool. Hitting the shelves this fall. Now we're getting towards the end of some of these reveals. We have a New Republic security droid. This one actually looks pretty cool. I thought it was just retooling and reuse of K2SO, but it's actually shorter than K2SO. That's apparently K2 is pretty tall. This is going to be shorter than that. It does have the clear pins similar to K2. A lot of new here that you can tell. It is a very nice looking droid. I will consider picking this one up just to have some droids. The droids in Star Wars are always pretty sick. And this is a packaging shot that just showed off of what it looks like in the box. So this is going to be a standard release. So that is pretty nice. It's from Star Wars The Mandalorian, I believe, in the Prison Break episode. I could be wrong. But after that, there wasn't much else when it came to figure reveals. They did show off some role-playing stuff, just showing off some updated images of some of the packaging for the Obi-Wan Kenobi version of the Darth Vader helmet here. This looks really cool. This is what it looks like outside of the box. It's very cool looking. When they showed it off on the live stream, it was really, really sick. And one thing I do want to show off is the inner workings. We've seen these, I believe, already, but I still can't get over just how cool all the detail, the attention to detail here. The inner workings, they have some different button effects to where, you have the normal breathing when it's completely built. If it's just the mouthpiece, like the face and the helmet part are off, the dome, I mean. It has the wheezing sound effect from when he was dying in episode 6. So that is really, really sick to see. And they are making an updated Obi-Wan Kenobi Force Effects lightsaber here. So in recent years, I believe you could take off the the blade pieces. I haven't bought one in a long time. I've only owned Luke's, as well as the original Luke lightsaber, as well as Mace Windu's. You could take off the blade piece here, and you could just have the hilt on its own. Here's what it looks like when it's got the blade piece in there. It's not lit yet, but it has a nice stand too. And then you do have the packaging here looking really nice. And this is going to be for most major retailers, dropping tomorrow as well. And it should be hitting shelves next spring. That's a very cool looking lightsaber, but I'm sure it's going to be extremely expensive because it also has some new technology in it that they've implemented where basically if it's hitting another saber, it's going to hold that effect on a lightsaber for a while. Whereas if you just hit it and left it on a surface, it just registered as being hit once. So it's got some cool new tech on it. But also, you can get that with a lot of custom lightsabers like Saberforge and whatnot. There's some other stuff out there too. So they're kind of late to the game, to be quite honest. Anyway, last thing I want to talk about are the pipeline reveals. They had no updates on the Clone Wars version of Maul as well as Ayla Secura. I believe one of last year's pipeline reveals was Saw Gerrera, and that pre-order dropped a couple weeks ago. Now we have HK-87, which was the droid in the Ahsoka episode of Mandalorian Season 2 when it was at that compound. I don't remember exactly what planet that was, but I'm sure you guys know what droid that is. And we're getting a Season 2 version of Mandalorian Luke Skywalker. Who knows if they're going to fix the face printing on these Lukes. A lot of the time, they don't look like Mark Hamill. I'm really hoping this time around it does. And honestly, I have the Walmart exclusive Episode 6 version of Jedi Luke. I might just stick with that one if I don't think that this one's going to look all that amazing. So I'm a little disappointed, mostly because there's not that much variety in the Black Series line. They showed off like 5 figures. One is going to be a Walgreens exclusive, which I think Walgreens sucks when it comes to retailing. Exclusives at least is what I meant to say. They only showed, a Leia that a lot of people already have enough Leias in their collection. I'm not speaking for everyone, of course. Some people out there want the new Leia, and that's completely fine. But me personally, that's just something I'm not interested in. The most interesting things, of course, were the Mos Eisley Cantina set that you can build, as well as the security droid from the New Republic. The Vintage Collection stuff looks pretty sick. I feel like Hasbro's really relying on Mandalorian to push the Black Series line now, because it's really the only, I wouldn't say universally loved, but a lot more people have been enjoying stuff on Disney Plus like The Mandalorian compared to, some of the movies since, 2019 and whatnot. So I just wish we had some more variety. I made my video earlier today on, some figures I would like to see in the Black Series line. It had stuff from the prequels, some of this, lesser-known characters from the original trilogy, like Lobot, Nia Nub. They're not necessarily lesser-known, but in the general public, yes. Much screen time, not that much. Nia Nub needs to be a Black Series figure by now. And also some extended universe stuff. Mara Jade, Galen Merrick. That would be cool to see. I don't know what they're exactly doing with the Black Series line, but it seems like they're kind of giving up, if you ask me. I don't mean to be too hard. I try to keep it positive on the channel. It's frustrating when you've been collecting these figures for so long. You just see it, you just feel like it's gone stagnant, These aren't really that interesting to me. Nothing screams out that I absolutely need it. So that's a little unfortunate for today's May the 4th live stream. But I'm sure if you guys out there are excited for everything that was shown, great. That's awesome. Let me know what you were most excited for or what you would like to see in the future from the Black Series line. Hopefully they will abide and finally give us some stuff that a lot of people have been wanting as well, in different variety is what I should say. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, and I will, I'll see you guys later.